Testing, 1 2. Testing, 1 2. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 2 3 4. 1 2. Testing. Testing.
Please welcome the Baytown Ganders. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise? Gentlemen, please remove your caps. As we honor America, first with a presentation of colors by the Galena Park High School Air Force Junior ROTC, correction, Army ROTC, followed by the national anthem. The Galena Park High School color guard is commanded by First Sergeant, First Class Walter Canales, carrying the Texas flag is Sergeant Aiden Perez, Rifle Corporal Cesar Jacobo, and Rifle Corporal Xavier Salina. And now, our national anthem.
Lee has won the toss and deferred their option to the second half.
So we consider this is almost like preseason.
Galena Park will receive.
Preseason for broadcasters and preseason for football. All right, well, you are watching in the middle of the field the coin toss. And we're going to figure where I can get a feed from this Galena Park ISD website so that you can follow along. Okay, so where do we click to? All right, so you're going to go to galenaparkisd.com/football screen. Let's see if that'll work here as we're getting set for the kickoff. /football screen. Football stream.
Backing forward,
If it doesn't
Jackets,
work, I
number
just might
3,
scream. Okay.
Jordan Valderas, and number 12.
Am I leaving out something? Is it Galena Park ISD we've got to put? Okay. And then I think we'll get it. Okay, so in the meantime, you take a look at the kickoff there as the Yellow Jackets are going to receive and go on the offense for the first time. And they hope to be successful out of the gate. All right, so here we will go, and the season will get underway for you. All right, well, you've got a picture there, so we'll just follow along with you as this season is about to start. Okay, left to right, and let's see if they'll kick it deep. It's going to be a little short, fielded around the 22-yard line. And they'll take it to about the 40. So that's where the Yellow Jackets will have their first possession of the season, about the spotted somewhere around the about 40-yard line. Chain gang a little slow to get up there to the line. Okay, so let's see what happens here as they'll come out on the offense. And it should be Marion Kelly, I believe, is going to get the start. Yellow Jackets in the dark jerseys, and they'll move from right to left. First play of the year from scrimmage, and they'll get maybe just a yard. As it was Marientos on the carry. And just a very short game.
Official timeout on the field.
Not a little stoppage of play. Well, it's a warm night, of course. And they'll stop play as they so as they stop play right here, we'll see if, of course, we can. Are you folks out there getting the picture? I certainly hope you are, as we're just 1 minute into the game, and a situation like this now on the season, it's still very much summertime. It's still very much humid outside, and although these players have practiced for a few weeks, we of course are still very much in the throes of a pandemic, which is affecting lots of people and lots of things. Social distancing still very much. Okay, well, I was just told by, let me see that issue again, that I guess they're hearing me, but not. Okay, so guess what, folks? You've got a privilege that we don't share here. You could see the screen, but locally we can't. So I hope you enjoy it, says our engineer. What's your name, by the way? Louis. Oh, and we gotta go. So far, that song from 1963. All right, 2nd and 9. This season, always first games of the year in high school, leave a lot to be desired. Coach Spiro Amarantos. Team into the playoffs last year. The Yellow Jackets have been around as a program since the early 2000s, and they had many a year in the wilderness before they made the postseason last year. They're 0-4 in postseason games overall, but at this point, you're just happy to get there in the district that they'll play in this year, 11-5A. So we're some 22 seconds into the opening quarter. First drive of the ball game, and they will go under center. A little bit of a wing situation. 5 down linemen, man in motion. And the dive or just a short gain. So 2 handoffs and 2 very short gains. A very big Lee Ganders front line. As they gain 2 yards. Okay, well, we're told that we might be able to have the same privilege as you have of getting the video. Well, I'll tell you, we'll worry about all of that at the halftime. As long as you can see it, I'm good with that. We may have to have Louis stick around with his phone for a bit. So it's going to be 3rd down and 7. And taking a while for the play to develop. First 3rd down situation of the ball game. And they would like to avoid going a 3 and out. First play of the year. Well, that didn't start off well, and it's not going to get anywhere, and it will be a 3 and out. So bad exchange between center and quarterback. And that is going to be a frustrating way to start the season for the Yellow Jackets, as they will have to go 3 and out and punt it on their first from scrimmage. So first home game, first of 5, and of course you want to get off to a good start. But as we mentioned, in many, many ways, these first games of seasons can be very problematic in many ways, and that's at every level. You play sometimes one scrimmage game, but you don't get the same kind of prep that you do at other. Okay, so here's a punt, pretty decent punt. No chance for a return. And they will be able to go on defense successfully. The punt by Fernando Mendoza there. And by the way, Ivan Reyes started at quarterback tonight, so I think we'll point that one out for you. It was Reyes at quarterback. So this is going to be the Lee Ganders' first attempt. The white tops, black pants, and they are coached by Tim Finn. They're another team that went in the wilderness for many years as far as making the postseason. They did make it last year. Both of these teams in their respective districts have some pretty tough competition as far as the team that a lot of people picked to finish it first. It should be Ja'Cory Boston if it goes as advertised at the QB position, but you never know that. They're at the 32. Little fake and a good little slant and some good extra yardage after the catch. And Boston with the completion. He did well last year, and they're expecting good things out of him. They'll do a little running and a little tossing. They obviously, you see, they do a spread here, a little different from what we saw from the Yellow Jackets. With a handoff, a little dive, and a little hole. And that's Robertson. Corwin Robinson on the carry, so 1 first down. And about 6 or so yards on there. It's going to make it about a 2nd down and 4 right at the 44. Boston in the shotgun. A lot of time off the play clock. He'll pull it back and want to keep it himself. Good block, and he'll get to the outside and get the first down. So it was that nice block right on the inside. It sprung him for the extra yards. Defender almost able to get in there. If not for that block, they probably do keep him right at the line of scrimmage. 8:41 to go, opening quarter, as he's been knocked out of bounds. Good looking drive so far for the Lee Ganders. At the Yellow Jackets 39 last year in Baytown. The Ganders just clobbered the Yellow Jackets, and hoping to do it again. Yellow Jackets looking for revenge. Short drop, being chased. He'll get around the end, now find a lane, and going to pick up big yards. A lot of good real estate. So Boston, he's so far as advertised here in this opening quarter. He was the 9-5A newcomer of the year. And showing his value right here. They're in the red zone at 15, threatening on the opening drive. Boston in the shotgun with a single tailback. And now we get a whistle, false start indicated.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 2 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
Charlie Berm, umpire. Headlinesman James Dolnier. Line judge Dustin Sturvinant. Back judge Alan Mann. Side judge Louis Brown. And field judge James Estes. So they're looking at a 1st and 15 for back at the 20. This is their opening drive after the Yellow Jackets went 3 and out. Boston, short drop, right side, and nice catch. They're going to score. Good catch at the 5, out leaping the defender, and they made that drive look fairly easy, as though nothing has changed from last year. Devontae Broussard with it. And he just kind of out-leaped the defender there, had no shot. And they asserted themselves very quickly off to the 7-0 lead. Well, one thing that sometimes teams struggle with at the high school level of the point after touchdowns, they're a lot closer than they are in the NFL. So let's see, do they make it count? And that one looks pretty good. So it's Boston out of the hold of Zach Francis, and they get it done. So they took about 6 plays.
Don't settle for regular old buffalo wings when you can have the delicious Louisiana taste of Bonfire Wing. Dine in, take out, or group order. Visit Bonfire Wings and experience for yourself good Cajun cuisine done right.
Here for you.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club is the wonderfully marinated and juicy chicken breast. The marinade actually reminds me of my mother's cooking. You know, marinades, usually they take time, and you can tell that it was put together with love.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
So we'll see if they'll handle things a little better on this second possession.
Back deep for the Jackets, number 3, Jordan Galena, number 12.
And Balderas will be back deep, hoping to receive. Sometimes at this level they don't always kick it deep. So you do the best you can. All right, so they will line up at the usual spot for the kickoff. Kicked it short last time, a little deeper this time. He backed at about the 12-yard line. And a good run. Nice little run for his cut down. Balderas will be at about the 32-yard line. So the Yellow Jackets will get their second chance. 7:38 to go in the opening quarter. Opening night here at Galena Park ISD Stadium. And the crowd still kind of settling in here this somewhat muggy evening in the twilight. And here come the Jackets out onto the field. And they'll go with Reyes under center. Got a first completion of the night. And some good yards after the catch down the sideline. A little extra push out of bounds. Looking for the call. They won't get it. That's Jose Barrientos. So from the 30 to the 49. About a 19-yard gain. And first and 10 from there, just a yard shy of midfield. So a lot better than they did on the first drive, going to 3 and out. And of course, when you're in a situation where you got scored on your defense for the first time, you want to try to respond quickly. A little tight wing to the left side. For Reyes going under center. Man in motion. And a little mini reverse, I guess you can call it, but not going to go anywhere. Going to lose a few yards. Defense smelling that one out. Balderas taking a handoff. Yellow Jackets are more of a run team, I guess, especially if you look at them statistically. And offensive coordinator Ronnie Wingham will be dialing up the plays tonight. Exactly 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter, and the Yellow Jackets trailing by a score of 7-0. Yes, things are not normal in the state of Texas until it's football season. And I'm not talking about the NFL. I'm talking about the high school, the 2nd and 12. And he'll drop back, be chased. Going to just have to get this one off. It is a nice completion. So bailing them out, and they're going to pick up close to a first down. And give a lot of credit there to Jose Barrientos, the senior, for helping his quarterback out. That's what you call kind of coming back for the football. If he doesn't come back for that one, either His quarterback Reyes is just going to have to chuck it. He would have to just chuck it, or maybe take a loss, and so it'll make it a workable third down situation. They didn't quite pick up the first yet. They're going to be about 3 yards shy or so. A little timeout on the field. So 2 pass completions, not exactly the downfield Tom Brady variety, or Billy Kilmer. I don't think he threw downfield. Well, he did. Yes, he did. Throughout the year, you're going to hear me making references to sports figures, and if you will forgive my age, some of them, depending on how old you are in the audience, you may be saying, Billy Kilmer, who? Well, you can ask your grandparents about that one, I guess. All right, this is a, well, I don't know what they're holding up for. I think they got about 2 yards they need for the first down. From where I see it, they need to get to the 41. So this is a big third down situation. They're 0 for 1 on third down conversions. And now they look to the sideline. Play clock at 10 seconds, so they've got time. Haven't been flagged yet for a false start. Man in motion. The dive, and I think they've got first down. And it's Barrientos with the man on the go. Just took that straight ahead. Like a shot out of a cannon, and he'll pick up the first down for the Yellow Jackets. Now at the 37
Offside.
Yard
Defense number 62. That penalty declined. First down.
Well, they declined a penalty. The defense was offside. Obviously, they'll take the yards. Had they not made it, they would have taken the penalty. So it's at the 37-yard line on the good turf of Galena Park ISD Stadium used by 2 teams in the district. Man in motion. He'll try the fake the dive. He wants to get to the outside. Didn't get very far. So Reyes, the junior quarterback, the dive worked last time. The defense didn't bite on it. And so far, I'm going to give a lot of credit to that lead defensive line. They're tough. They return a lot of people from last season. And if you could start to do the reads there, 5 minutes to go. Opening quarter, 7-0. Lee Ganders, they scored on their first drive. This is the second drive for the Galena Park Yellow Jackets. They went 3 and out on the first one. Picked up a couple of first downs here. Second and long. Second out and long for Reyes. Under center. Going to take the drop, near side. Will have to make a decision, and he's not going very far. No one opened downfield. No one came back, and so he is kerbanged. Josh Huerta looked like the first one to get to him, and he loses yards there. So this is going to make it a 3rd and long. What do you do in a situation that, well, could be 2-down territory, depending on how much they pick up or don't pick up on third down? They pick nothing up on third down, they're probably going to punt. And can they get it all on one play? 10 seconds and less on the play clock. Now this is going to be a 3rd and about 12. Man in motion. Reyes will take the drop. Has someone out there, they'll make the completion, but shy of the first down. So now decision time. Valderas on the catch. And from where they're going to spot it, 30-yard line, make the 34-yard line, it would make it a 51-yard field goal. They need to get to about the 27. So don't see special teams coming out. They're going to give it a shot on 4th down. So this is 4th and 7. 3:15 and counting opening quarter. Reyes rolls near side. Has to get it off, and he underthrew it. He underthrew it because he was a little pressured that time. So he had just a little window of an opportunity to get it off, and goes incomplete. So the second drive a little bit more successful, but ultimately comes up empty. And with 3:06 to go here in this opening quarter, it goes back to the Lee Ganders, who, quite frankly, were not stopped. They look like a runaway freight train rolling down a hill on that first drive. And they quite an experienced offense. Corey Boston will come out, and the line of scrimmage will be the 34. See how they'll handle it this second time. Fake the handoff. Those on the run, incomplete. Close to crossing the line of scrimmage.
Pass from number 4 to Corey Boston, intended for number 22.
So Huerta, the intended receiver, good coverage on the play. Second down and 10. And 3:01 to go, opening quarter. Corey Boston, 20-yard touchdown pass. Spread here. 10 seconds on the play clock. Little confusion. 2 seconds on the play clock. And I think they're going to get burned, or did they get a timeout? Well, they might have got
Timeout. Lee. Their first charge timeout of the half.
Timeout there. And for you folks who are listening along the Legacy Sports Network, here's a little message from Allstate.
When it comes to protecting all your stuff, wouldn't it be great to have one place that protects it all? Here's some good news. The Woodlands Allstate agent, Herminia Sitter, is the only insurance agent you need to help keep tabs on protection for all your stuff. Everything from home, car, and boat to your motorcycle, RV, snowmobile, and ATV. Stop by Allstate agent Herminia Sitter's office today at 19073 I-45 Suite 190. Are you in good hands? Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates.
All right, I think they've got it set. They're going to try a screen. The pass is complete. And just a short gain on the little receiver screen. Devontae Broussard, the man who caught the touchdown, able to get them a short gain. So after the timeout, they're looking at about a 3rd and 8, 2:42 to go. Defense ready for that screen that time. Starting QB Ja'Cory Boston. Had a couple of big plays on that first drive. Receiver spread to both sides. And short drop, I think somebody moved or was drawn off. Defense getting in there kind of quickly. Probably a false start on the offense. A little huddle. And he said somebody got in there a little too soon. So what are you talking about, guys? Dinner reservations, perhaps? Okay.
Offside. Defense. Number
Sean
34.
Sullivan says it's encroachment. Well, somebody got in there a little quickly. I guess it was a blitz that they didn't time properly, and obviously the offense has to take the yards. Probably why they let the play continue. So they'll be looking at about a 3rd and 2, and this changes things drastically into what you can do here. 2:23 to go in the opening quarter. 7-0. Baytown Lee, second possession. They scored on their first.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
So they're going to say 3rd and 3. Corey Boston. Set back next to him. He wants to use the block, and he is going to get taken down on a good play. Well, the block never got there, and on the tackle, that's Raymond Quintanilla, the junior. And they'll lose 2 yards and have to punt for the first time. So after storming down the field on the first possession, do a little better. The defense holds a little better this time. And so the Ganders will have to attempt to punt it away. Corey Boston is going to be the punter. Out of your picture at the moment. He's on the 25-yard line. Well, did somebody call something that we weren't aware of? This is really, well, for them, it's not, they've practiced for a long time, but folks on the field.
Delay a game on the offense.
5-yard
penalty. Replay fourth down.
They just back up 5 yards, gives them a little bit more room on the punt, perhaps. Okay, well, attempting to try to return one upfield, Jonathan Renteria and Boston. He'll get it. High one. Bobbled, and unfortunately for the intended return man, it goes out of bounds. So they will have a significant amount of field to negotiate on their third possession. First possession, 3 and out. Second did a little better. Not able to get it on fourth down. And see what the offensive coordinator may dial up here at the 32-yard line. 1:07 to go in the opening quarter. Now, I don't think we have the sophisticated graphics on the screen, so I'll have to do the time and all of that kind of stuff for you. So make sure that we keep track of that. And let's make sure we keep track of who might still be out there at QB. Let's see, do we have a chain? No. We've got a bad snap, and that's going to cost him some yards. So came out tonight with Ivan Reyes, and he's had a few problems with that exchange from center. Again, a lot of the things that you're seeing here, you're going to find usually at first games of seasons. Still in the month of August. And of course, if you don't have this corrected, you're not going to be playing too much into November. That's the idea. So it's going to be 2nd and 12. 29 Reyes under center. And they'll try into the line. So good yardage there. Good run. Valderas and Barrientos have been 2 big offensive keys. That could be the last play of the first quarter. And got a lot of that on his own, so they didn't quite get the first down yet, so they'll have to attempt that as we get into the second quarter. So you are listening to Galena Park Yellow Jackets football here live on
That's the end of the first quarter.
And we'll take a little quarter break here and come back to the start of the second quarter for you. Word from Bonfire Wings.
Friday night high school football in Texas is tough, but buying a new car shouldn't be. That's why new car deals are better in Baytown at Community. Community, where everything we do is centered around you.
Service restaurant. Bonfire Wings specializes in 12 unique flavors of hot wings. Traditional favorites like gumbo and boudin are mainstays. They boast wing sauces with creative names such as Cajun Mojo, Garlic Parmesan, Spicy Creole, Insanely Hot, the award-winning and top seller Honey Barbecue, Hot Lemon Pepper, and Sweet Heat. 2 Houston area locations including in North Shore on Wood Forest Boulevard. Bonfire Wings. Genuine Creole. Uniquely Cajun.
Stadium on the north side of Houston. Dave Marks with you, and a big third down and less than a yard. Start the second quarter. Bad exchange from center. Do they fall forward or lose the football? Well, no matter how you look at it, it's a negative result for the Yellow Jackets. And they were so close to getting that first down. And is it going to be a fumble recovery? Yes. So a bad exchange from center. And the start of the second quarter just as bad as the first quarter ended, 7-0 in favor of the Lee Ganders. And they're a golden opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to pick up a short gain and get themselves back into the ball game with some momentum. Now they're going to hand the ball over to the Invaders from Baytown at the 41-yard line. They'll have 41 yards away from pay dirt. They scored on their first possession, stopped on their second. So 3 possessions for the Yellow Jackets, and they move the ball a little bit, but ultimately not successful. So Ja'Cory Boston, from right to left, just in case you just joined us. And he'll have Broussard in the backfield with him. Split backs. He'll fake it, pull it back. Wants to go deep, being chased, and is going to get it off. Receiver comes back to help him out, and they'll get a positive gain out of it. So Robertson doing what you're supposed to do, come back and help your quarterback, and by getting there, they avoided him having to take a sack.
Officials timeout on the field.
He was close to going down. Good rush on him. And somebody right there in the flat to help him out. So the clock stopped just some 28 seconds into this opening quarter. We want to let you know that you are watching Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021 here on LSN. And tonight's team and individual stats are provided by theathleticdepartment.com. They're a full-service provider of high school and college stats for teams, coaches, and athletic directors. You can contact them for more information. Please follow them on their Twitter and Facebook and social media platforms. Athleticdepartment.com. Now signing up for other team sports for the school year. So if you want to see what the cumulative stats might be when this one is over, because we're not keeping them here in the booth, I can tell you that much. That is a good website to go to. Okay, so following the timeout, it's going to be a second and short. Boston will take it, wants to roll, has a catch. Do they get yards after the catch? Streaking down the sideline. Do they get the pylon? Do they get the end zone? Yes, they will. That is going to go as a, let's say it's a 34-yard hookup, and second time for Broussard. Made that look easy. When someone with that kind of speed gets in the open, that'll be very hard to catch. So that all set up basically as a result of the bad exchange. They were looking at a third and less than a yard and a chance to gain some momentum, and momentum given right back. So here's Ja'Cory Boston out of the hold of Estrada. And he's got his second point after touchdown. 55 seconds into this second quarter. Home team is down by a score of 14-0. You're listening to Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021 on LSN. Here's a little word from Ganders Staffing Services.
Pays over 2,000 temporaries, working on many and varied assignments. Metter Staffing can help your company when you have needs for your employees. Call us at 713-941-0616 to speak with one of our experienced staffing consultants who can assist you with your staffing challenges. That number is 713-941-0616. They now offer a video resume as a job-seeking tool. Ask about it today. Metter Staffing. They know the people you need to know.
Well, the Galena Park Yellow Jackets finding themselves down 14-0, just literally less than a minute into this second quarter, and be attempting to return another kick and see if they can get something going on the board. Short kick, 15-yard line. More east-south instead of north to west, and it's Juan Garcia on the return. Well, they've had 3 attempts. A lot of east-west on this one. Sometimes wonder as you look into the helmet, the returners, what they see out there. Good coverage by the special teams. It'll be spotted at about the 31-yard line. Yellow Jackets stay at quarterback with Ivan Reyes. He's been under center. Little tight formations. Had spurts, not able to finish, wants to keep it himself. And that hole closed very quickly after about a 3-yard gain.
Stop net by number 22.
They're looking at a 3rd down and about 7.
Have an official's timeout for neutral point.
So officials timeout on the field. We've had quite a few of those tonight, and as we said, it is humid time of the year, and just don't know. Sometimes you have to always stay hydrated. For one, makes it a little easier, but again, a lot of plays by the end of the year. Everybody's going to be hurting in one way or another. Well, LSN Sports, we want to thank some of the people who helped to make this broadcast that you are watching and listening to. The Galena Park ISD Superintendent, Dr. John Moore, Athletic Director, Galena Park ISD, Vivian Dancy, Assistant Galena Park ISD Athletic Director, Kay Walker, and the high school principal, Kimberly Martin. And while we're at it, not forget the folks at the Goose Creek ISD, starting with Superintendent Dr. Randall O'Brien, Athletic Director Lee Martinez, and Lee High School Principal James Gray. So lots of people throughout the week that we depend on to give us information, to let us know what we need to know during these broadcasts. And we do the experiment here of trying to bring you the pictures along with the audio, and we're going to be attempting to do this with every home game, and of course as the season goes on we hope to get a little better with it. On the road games starting next week up in Conroe, it's going to be just a pretty much straight audio, like an old-fashioned radio. Now, some of you, if you're a certain age, may not know what a radio is. One of those things, ask your grandparents again. They'll be happy to show you what one looks like. I think you still have them in automobiles, do they? Yeah, I think so. All right, so 10:40 to go. A little bit of time as someone was shaken up, and the Yellow Jackets are looking at a 2nd and about 7. They need to get to the 41. They had a couple of first downs on that last drive. Short drop and a completion, and I think we have a change at quarterback. Completion to Vasquez. And I think well, they said that was incomplete. I thought he caught it, but apparently no. So they're going, maybe they switched quarterbacks. We thought we were going to see Amari and Kelly, but sometimes the best laid schemes, you know the rest of that saying, as they look at their wrist and see what the play is going to be.
Timeout,
And
Galena Park.
3rd down.
It's their first charge timeout of the half.
A little confused at the moment. And so rather than being penalized 5 yards, they will take the timeout. Got 2 more of them to burn. Well, I think they flashed that across your screen, and giving you a couple of scores. Some of them not much significance at this time of year. Nobody really playing district play yet. In the district that the Yellow Jackets are in, they're only going to have 2 non-district games before they jump right into the fray. Got a lot of Thursday night games this year. So some of those scores, you make of them what you will at this point of the year. Some teams always perennially good. But what counts down on the field with 10:18 to go in the 2nd quarter, Yellow Jackets are down 14-0. They've had to put a switcheroo at quarterback, and it's a 3rd and 6. Another bad exchange from center, another fumble, and they came close to maybe running that one back, and it's picked up by Andrew Estrada. So I count perhaps 4 times unofficially that they've had that bad exchange with center, and not going to get it done that way. But of course, I guess the redeeming part about it is it's not a district game, so it doesn't count against you getting into postseason or not. But still, nevertheless, don't like the sloppiness. So some things that the Yellow Jackets are going to have to work on. And right now, the Ganders threatening to go up by 3 scores. They've got it at the 29 of Galena Park. 10-12 to go, and Boston 2 touchdown passes on the night. But he is, let's see, is he still under center? Yes, he is. And Seaver trying to turn the end and break a couple of tackles.
Pass complete to number 6, Trudell Berry.
So that is Trudell Berry on the catch.
Bryson Simone.
Almost had him racked up there, but
Bryson Simon.
able to break through. 2nd and 7. Corey Boston. Tailback is the day. Left side, one-on-one, and a nice catch. Once again, making it look easy.
Pass complete
That
to
is Berry,
6, Trudell
and
Berry.
he's going to be out right at about the 2-yard line. So when they go to those fades,
33-yard
that's the second time we've seen that, just beating the corner on that end. And they've got themselves set up for their 3rd score, unless the Yellow Jackets are able to pull something here. 1st and goal. Defense being asked to come up big. They'll be in the shotgun. Javante Leday beside him. Taking himself, and he'll walk in.
Touchdown for the
Well,
Baytown
last
Buccaneers.
2 of them set up by fumbles.
Back to Corey Boston.
Now, you don't know if the fumbles don't happen. Maybe they take them downfield, long field anyway. But it certainly did not help the Yellow Jackets' defensive cause when you commit those kind of mistakes. So Estrada will hold for Boston, 2 for 2 on the point after touchdowns. And we'll make it 3 for 3, I do believe. Yes, indeed. So, an inauspicious way to start the season for the find themselves down 21.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you to keep bacteria in food from making you ill with 4 simple steps.
This will be a walk in the park.
Clean, wash hands and surfaces often.
I'm waiting for the ring cycle.
Separate, keep raw meats away from ready-to-eat foods. Cook, make sure meat, poultry, and seafood is cooked to the right temperature. And chill, refrigerate food promptly. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
Well, we welcome you back here on the north side of Houston. Dave Marks with you for Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021. And the Yellow Jackets having a tough time of it here in the early going on their home field, down 21-0 to a Ganders team that demolished them in Baytown last year. Hoping for some redemption this year, but so far it appears like it's going to be the same old story at this point anyway. And they're going to, well, what's the old, now we can get to the cliches about having your work cut out for you and all this kind of stuff. A little short kick again. And a decent return. Renteria. So you got to get it any way that you can. And I guess at this point, you're looking for success in certain areas, such as making sure that you get clean exchanges from your center to the quarterback. That has been part of the problem tonight, not the whole problem, but part of it. And we'll see what they're able to come up with here. So a long way to go, literally and figuratively. A pitch back, good pursuit, and the defense is all over him. So Oswaldo Flores, the junior who's had to come in at quarterback. And defense all over them. So I guess when you're up 21-0, you can kind of take chances there. And that's what they did, and were successful. So 2nd down and 12. 8:20 and counting in the second quarter, 21-0. Lee Ganders. Little success on the right side. And Jonathan Gutierrez with the very short gain. So they're looking at a 3rd down and long. They one of the big plays in this game, first play of the second quarter, they had a 3rd and less than a yard. And were not able to be successful. Beautiful twilight sky. Certainly something beautiful tonight. 5 seconds on the play clock. Will they get it off? They do. And not much you can do there. When you're literally running backwards for your life, it's just a matter of getting things away. And so they're gonna, I believe this is gonna be their first punt of the night. First or second. So a chance to practice that. And they'll have a single man back the other side for the Lee Ganders. Jeremiah Burrell be the intended receiver. So
timeout.
Confusion.
Galena Park.
And
Their second
the
charge
Galena
timeout of the
Park
half.
Jackets have to burn a timeout, much to their chagrin. So we'll take a little time here with
Friday night high school football in Texas is tough, but buying a new car shouldn't be. That's why new car deals are better in Baytown at Community. Community, where everything we do is centered around you.
Well, we welcome you back as the Yellow Jackets getting set to punt on a 4th down and long, 7:15 to go. In the second quarter, this has not been their night so far in the opening game of the year. It's Justin Hath make that Devontae Broussard back for the Ganders. High but not very deep, and there'll be no return. Out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Well, it's been a long night so far. The Yellow Jackets being outmaneuvered by the Baytown Lee Ganders. It was a situation last year in Baytown, but see if what they have left, any kind of redemption, as it's early in the ball game, early in the season. But some troubling things so far. So Boston from his 36-yard line. Little fake and some extra yards after the catch. Devontae Broussard scored twice tonight. So they're moving it. Got about 7 yards on that play. 6:40 remaining. Does the defense have a little redemption? 3 down linemen. Fake again, almost the same play, but to a different receiver. Trudell Berry on the catch. And they will get the first down. So they've moved the sticks fairly well tonight, all things considered.
Officials timeout on the field.
And now we've got a little timeout called. Not a whole lot of big penalties tonight. Not that that's meant too much. 1st and 10. Yard shy of midfield for the Ganders of Baytown Lee High School. They like to run the spread. And that ball went through a couple of hands, almost picked off. Intended on the slant for the slot receiver, Justin Heathcote, and broken up by Deshaun Baines. Well, that would have been a good break for the Ganders if he's able to catch the deflection. 2nd and 10. Exactly 6 minutes to go in the first half now. Boston with a single tailback. And he'll give it to him, trying to turn the end, looking for a seam. And he's got green in more ways than one. DeCorwin Robertson made it look easy. Almost like taking candy from a baby. Not touched and then found a seam. And then it's one of those things where you can just look over your shoulder. And they're in the end zone for the 4th time tonight in the first half. So another point after touchdown attempt. Boston 3 for 3 out of the hold of Estrada. 4 for 4 on the low line drive. 5:45 remaining in the first half. And you might say the Yellow Jackets have yet to arrive at the field. Timeout on the field. And it is the visitors. Visitors from the other side of the bridge, leading by a score of 28-0, and we're referring to the Baytown Lee Ganders. Dave Marks here with you from LSN Sports. 5:45 to go in the first half. You're watching and listening to Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021, and they're down 28-0, getting their kickoff practice return, or kickoff return practice, perhaps I should say, and returning it is going to be Joe Ayala. Well, it is early. I guess that's about the best thing you could say so far. The most positive thing you could say. 9 games to go, and not too much time to really get ready for district. There's 7 teams, 7 or 8 teams, I believe, in this district, and so there are a lot of district games out of the 10 that you're scheduled to play. So in a situation where you're trying to make the postseason, these games don't count, but you don't have much time to really get ready. Especially considering the team that they're going to play the first week of districts. So a little whistle right there. 28-0.
Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
So delay a
Replay
game.
first down.
So 11-5A for the second year in a row. You know they do redistrict every few years in the UIL. And the Yellow Jackets going to face a lot of teams from Houston, from the HISD, in their district this year going forward. Maybe that's what the doctor ordered, so to speak. On first down, another bad exchange. I've lost count, so if you out there perhaps would like to do a bad snap count, I don't know, do it with stick figures or something like that, because I've kind of lost count. Now that's not the only reason why the Yellow Jackets are having difficulty in the first half, but it certainly has been a contributing factor. And in covering these kind of games through the years, obviously, if you're going to have those kind of issues, this is the time of year to do it. And you've got to straighten it up very quickly going forward. Being chased, and he's just going to throw that outside of the pocket, so I don't think they'll call intentional grounding there. So again, I guess that is one of the redeeming things, is that, forgive me if I keep saying it's early, but it is true. Then again, you don't want to get certain things, or you don't want to get into bad habits early and start making excuses early either. So this will be second down and about 15, 4:43 to go in the first half. We're live at Galena Park ISD Stadium on the north side of Texas. We've seen a lot of ground level. Got a good ground level camera, I guess, on the line of scrimmage. Good work being done. I guess it's a student crew, more than likely, getting their training for when they want to go into the big world of broadcasting.
Timeout, Galena Park.
Timeout. All right, somebody took a timeout. And we'll get you the clock.
That's their third and final timeout of the half.
It is the Baytown League Ganders 28, the Galena Park Yellow Jackets nothing. And you are listening to Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021 here live on LSN. And we'll be here with you all season to do these games. I'm going to get you the video portions while we are here at the home stadium, and on the road you will be getting audio only. And these games being sponsored by Regents Bank, Kim Walt and Danette Woltuski of Remax, your Woodlands All-State agent Herminia Sitter, Mr. Electric, the Walk-Up Company, Metter Staffing Services, Bonfire Wings, Hoti Health and Wellness Center, DeRoche Partners LLP, and by LSN Sports. So, if things don't turn around in a hurry with 4:42 to go in the first half, the second half will be a glorified scrimmage. So this is going to be third down and about 15. And, well, you saw it. I don't have to say it. And if you're keeping track at home with the stick figures, you know about how many. So they're going to get a chance to punt again. And all of these kind of things, even knowing how many people you have on the field during a punt attempt, things that are important going forward. And that's going to be Fernando Mendoza. High, as he had a rush on, not very deep. And at least it'll make it across midfield and out of bounds here about the 48-yard line. 3:55 to go in the first half. Baytown League Ganders 28 and the Galena Park Yellow Jackets nothing. So I guess defense being asked to try to keep them out of the end zone for a fifth time. And bad problems with the exchanges from center and quarterback tonight. We just don't know if different personnel are in there. For instance, we were told that Amari and Kelly was going to start at the QB position. He didn't start. And starting tonight, Ivan Reyes, and I believe he got shaken up because we haven't seen him in there in a while. So from the 48 Boston, it's been almost untouched tonight. Spread formation. Set up a screen, and they'll get the completion, but not a lot of yards. Barry on the completion. And a good tackle. Sebastian Bernal making the kerbang for no gain on the play. Second down and 10, 3.5 to go in the first half. 2 timeouts for, actually no timeouts for the Yellow Jackets, 2 for the Ganders, and they're milking the play clock as they should. See, was spread again. They'll roll to the right. And he's headed for the sideline and going to get down it. And tightrope at the sideline very well. So Boston goes out of bounds. There's a flag in the backfield.
Holding, number
And
79 of the offense. 10-yard penalty.
Holding.
Replay second down.
Sean Soman making the call. So that will set them back with 3:04 remaining here in half number 1. Well, we're talking about the district that the Yellow Jackets play in, saying that they have a lot of teams from the Houston Independent School District. There are 8 teams in the district, and I believe about 5 of them are from HISD. So it's going to be second down and quite a ways to go, about 20. Second and 20. And let's see, over the middle, incomplete. So they were looking for Broussard and got that one off quickly. Third and 20, 2:45 remaining in the first half. And even though they're down by 4 scores, the Yellow Jackets, I think, might consider it a moral victory if they're able to stop them here, keep them from getting a first down on the 3rd and 20. So you have to watch for the draw play. I guess everyone expecting a pass, or maybe a keeper trying to cross them up. The Yellow Jackets, well, they were showing blitz. Now they're going to drop 4 linebackers back, empty backfield. And what does he do? Well, if he's going to get a first down, as he found him right in the right spot. Now can they bring him down? And of course, that's Broussard, and you get the feeling that they've done that again. They've done that again. Probably play pitch and catch on the streets of Baytown and just go down to the go down a couple of steps and turn around. So an experienced offense when receiver knows what his quarterback wants to do and where he wants to be. So they give up the big first down. Probably the only man on the field that could have caught the football. Now they'll keep it on the ground. As 2 minutes to go in the first half. So I guess the question now is, can the Yellow Jackets keep them out of the end zone? Gotta look for any little moral victory in a situation like this. Of course, they don't get the second half kickoff. Second down and about 7. Keep it on the ground again. And into the pile. So with 1:34 to go, we said the Ganders had 2 timeouts, so use one of them here. Now, from their point of view, of course,
timeout.
They play in a very tough district, 9-5A. And yes, even though they're up 28-0, pretty sure that they're not resting on any sort of laurels. They know they've got a long way to go in a tough district, 9-5A, but they just made the postseason last year. And so they, you'd say, well, what are they calling timeout for in a situation like this? You've got to get used to doing certain things. The 2-minute off.
Don't settle for regular old buffalo wings when you can have the delicious Louisiana taste of Bonfire Wing. Dine in, take out, or group order. Visit Bonfire Wings and experience for yourself. Good Cajun cuisine done right.
All right, I think there you go. So folks in the truck, let me know. No, we don't have a truck. What am I saying? Folks in the control room, okay, let me know when you're going to go to the big, kind of get it coordinated, so I'll make sure that I don't talk over it for you guys. All right, so it's 3rd down and about 7. They need to get to the 27-yard line or so. And what will they come up with here? Short drop. He's open. If he catches it, it'll be another touchdown. So that was a pitch and catch. And it's Trudell Berry, 5th touchdown of the night. And as we said, that is the last thing the Yellow Jackets wanted to do. The game, for all intents and purposes, might be out of reach. But still, you have to play for other things. You have to play for little things, little tempted things. And giving up the first down on 20 yards to go, almost excuse that because of the experience of the quarterback and the receiver. But that one there, that's somebody failed to get back and pick up their man. So the 5th point after touchdown of the night, 1:25 to go in the first half. Last year, I don't remember what the score was. I know it was a huge blowout. It wasn't a shutout. But now you're getting to the point where two questions you have to ask. Will the Yellow Jackets get on the board tonight? And how many points are the Ganders going to put up at this rate? So at 1:25 to go, they will get the ball, get another opportunity. They don't have any timeouts. And what do you do? Obviously, you keep playing, but perhaps they try to work on the exchange from quarterback and center, so that going into the locker room, at least, well, if they're not able to get a score, at least they'll be able to say that they ended the first half without any of that kind of issue and come out successfully in the second half, get it going. And of course, what's the old cliche about the coach just giving them the Newt Rockne speech in the locker room at halftime? Don't know if that always works. So let's see. We'll watch it together. At about the 18. And a little bit of a hole, so you try to get something done on special teams to the 41-yard line. And on the return there, Joe Ayala. So that hole had a burst of speed, the hole closed. So 49 yards away from the end zone, no timeouts, down 5 scores. And you want to try to get something working, but perhaps starting with a good exchange between quarterback and center. So this is Flores in there, and well, I'm not. Perhaps if I don't say it, it won't happen. So I would have to assume, and keep in mind, we don't go through 5 or 6 press conferences during the week to know everything that's on the coach's mind. We're not given injury reports and all kinds of things during the week the way you get at upper levels. So we have no idea what may have gone on this week between first string, second string, and what's leading to the problems that they've had tonight. But quite obviously, you would have to assume, and was that recovered, or did Flores fall on it? I think Flores fell on it. Yeah. You'd have to assume that this was not planned for, that center and quarterback are working together for the first time here tonight. So again, we were not privy to that during the week, and I'm just going to make that assumption. So they may not, they just might want to get into the locker room 9 seconds and counting here and not worry about having that again. So I don't even know what you can do at the half to really correct that, but the horn is about to go off. There it is. And what has been not a good night on either side of the ball for the Galena Park Yellow Jackets here in their season opener. They find themselves down by 5 touchdowns, 35-0. They've had their offensive problems. Their starting quarterback knocked out of the game with their usual quarterback, who we thought was going to start, Amarian Kelly, has not seen any action tonight. And then, of course, with Oswaldo Flores coming in, having all kinds of problems in exchange between he and his center, and that's a part of the problem. Well, before we take a little break, there you see some of the scores from other games that some of you make it. These, of course, are not district games per se, not by long shot. But there, of course, there is another team that shares this stadium with the Yellow Jackets, and a lot of the people here are concerned about that particular team, and perhaps some of the scores that they flash on the scoreboard have something to do with that. But as far as the Yellow Jackets are concerned, they have, and again, I don't know what a coach says in a situation like this, but I think the thing to really try to work on is that problem that they seem to be having with quarterback and center. If they're able to tighten that up a little bit. They did have a few decent drives.
Test. Test. Test, test.
Friday night high school football in Texas is tough, but buying a new car shouldn't be. That's why new car deals are better in Baytown at Community. Community, where everything we do is centered around you.
delay a game on the offense, 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
And all kinds of things. And so, yes, I mean, you can overlook those kind of mistakes at this level. And there's one there. And he'll be able to fall on. Boston's still in there. So, yes, you would not forgive this. Even in an NFL training camp, I don't think you'd forgive something like this because they are supposed to be way more skilled and be able to adjust. They have problems adjusting there, too, but here it's a different story. So we definitely don't want to berate anything and make someone look less than or something like that. Have to consider the level and the circumstance. It's going to be about 3rd down and 15, about 8:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 42-0 in favor of the Lee Ganders. So they try to get it all back on one play, though, keep it on the ground to be safe. And just short gain, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And that was on the carry that time, Warren Robertson. So they're going to have to punt. I believe this is their first punt of the night. And the Ganders, they use quarterback Corey Boston does the punting as well. Single return man as he gets a good punt off. Renteria will look at it and not able to do much with it. So a couple of ticks under 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Let's make it 7:50. Well, I thought they might have been playing running time because that clock ran off a couple of extra seconds. Said not running time yet. 7:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And the Yellow Jackets of Galena Park will get it back on their 21. And chance to try to work on some things. Chief of which is getting a good exchange between center and quarterback. And he'll have to do it with about 8 people up in the box. Another problem again, but they're going to recover their own fumble. And it's Samuel Kuroga, I believe, was the one who, the quarterback to that time. We'll take a look.
Officials timeout on the field.
And the gentleman who was the center that time, Andrew Sims, a very tough position if you've ever played it at any level. So a lot of times it goes over. When we look at the skill players, you look at what the quarterback does, and we look at what the running backs do. That definitely gets overlooked if that goes wrong. And think in terms of the long snapper on punts and field goals and all of those kind of things. That got to get the timing down just so right. And having, as I said, having seen things like this through the years, for the most part, you're going to see things like this on first games of years, or first games of seasons like you're doing now. I'm pretty sure the Yellow Jackets will get this right. They will start to look a lot better as the season goes on. They started to see this way last year, and they did make the postseason despite a loss to Fort Bend Marshall, and then they lost in the by-district round, so a lot of season to go. Don't be too disheartened. But of course they know they've got things to work on, such as that. So Flores back in there. And you're taking a look down the line of scrimmage with 7 minutes to go. Maybe I'm way up here in the catbird seat, so to speak. Maybe you could see a little bit more about what's going on with the technique or something like that. I don't know. Let's see, do they have another? So let's see who's in there at center now. Estefan Maldonado. Looks like it. Okay, they get a clean one there. And they get a pretty good gain. And they do get a first down out of it. Well, that was, looked like, is it Barrientos? Let's take a look again. Well, yeah, I mean, they don't quite get the first down. It's 4th and 1. Down 42-0, 6:07 and counting in the third quarter. Well, I was going to say they might as well go for it, but I guess they're not going to matter much. The way things are going, I figure Baytown Lee is going to get their next, whether they do it on a short field or a long field. Looks like they're probably going to score again. Maybe this is a time for a fake. Perhaps work on a fake punt. You'd have to if you're going to do that, you've got to get your signals together, and maybe that's what they're
timeout.
Do while they're going
Galena
to call a
Park.
timeout.
That's their first charge timeout of the half.
Have not much to lose here. It's just a yard to go. I know conventionally, if this was a tight ball game, you would never go for it 4th and 1 right here. You'd have to punt. But obviously, the game's not tight by a long shot. Nothing really like don't make it.
Who combines the best games with the best pizza? Mr. Gaddy's, of course. Mr. Gaddy's. Pizza, games, parties.
Amarantos getting them to postseason last year. The 3rd coach in Galena Park Yellow Jackets history since the program opened up in the early 2000s. So they are showing punt formation. Fernando Mendoza will be doing the punting. Now see, here's a situation where we're talking about centering the ball. Long snapper. Important here, the long snapper is going to be Isaac Corubias. They get a good snap. Looked like they wanted to fake it, but they will punt it. Little line drive, which is usually returnable. And they push him out of bounds. So someone had a lick on him back near where he received the ball, but come out of bounds, and flags come flying across the field. Maybe a late hit out of bounds. So it would be ironic. The ball where it is right now, and we'll see, they had a shot right there. And then I think they said somebody
personal foul. Late hit out of bounds, number 33.
Now, it would have been
15-yard penalty. First down.
8 yards away from where the line of scrimmage was, and now because of the penalty, they're going to give them more yards. So, I don't know, maybe a situation where you might have wanted to go for it. Nothing to lose, so now they're going to get even better, almost the same spot had they stopped you on 4th down. So it's at the 27, and they're probably threatening the end zone once again. And play into the line. Boston still in there, quarterback. And Corin Robertson. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. As you saw, most of the night they're a spread team for the most part. That read option, swing pass, completion. And they're actually able to bring the ball carrier down this time. Gang tackling, old-fashioned gang tackling. Xavier Trahan with his first reception for a loss. So sometimes we've seen those receivers tonight get around that end, and then it's just a track meet, and you're just not going to catch them. So 3rd and 9. Probably 4-down territory for the Lee Ganders. Nobody has attempted a field goal tonight. No one's been in a situation where you would try one. And he's got a lane and a first down. So that's Robertson again. Close to the first down. Stopped at about the 16.
Official timeout on the field.
And they'll take the officials' timeout. So 3:56 remaining. So, as they will take care of things, we'll take a brief timeout here. We'll get you a word from, well, no, I think they're about to come back, so we'll keep it kind of here for a minute. It'll be at the, okay, well, they did pick up the first down, I can tell you that much. And it's going to be at about the 17-yard line. 3:56 remaining in the third quarter. Been a tough night in terms of people being a little banged up, particularly for the Yellow Jackets. So another first down for the Ganders. Wind the clock up. They'll hand it to a new back, trying to get his jersey dirty. He'll take it just a couple of yards shy of the goal line. And that's Javante Leday. He had some action earlier in the first half. And his first and goal at the 3, threatening once more. Leday again. Leday all day. 3 yards and pay dirt. 7th time they've been in tonight. So again, gave him a short field. You had the feeling that they might have been able to score on a longer field, no matter what, but interesting decision to go for it. Penalty after the kickoff didn't hurt, or rather did hurt, excuse me, I meant to say didn't help. So Boston trying to go 7 for 7 on the point afters, and he will do just that. 3:15 remaining here in the third quarter from Galena Park ISD Stadium, and it is the Yellow Jackets of Galena Park trailing big time.
DeRoche Partners LLP, located in Houston and Dallas, offers a complete range of tax assurance and consulting services to a diverse portfolio of clients. Their team is dedicated to the highest ethics of our profession with a commitment to excellence. This is accomplished by putting an emphasis on providing superior professional services specifically tailored to meet the needs of our clients. DeRoche Partners aim to provide valuable insight, effective solutions, and maintain long-lasting business relationships. Their high recruiting standards and culture of excellence is uncommon and unrivaled. They want to wish all the student athletes good luck. Visit DeRoche Partners on the web at dpllp.cpa.
Food delivery is the best.
Well, we want to welcome you back here live to Galena Park ISD Stadium on the north side of Houston. Dave Marks with you for LSN Sports. Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021 here on LSN. Opening night, opening home game, and I guess you could say the Yellow Jackets being gracious hosts, delivering the food, serving it, and tasty dish for the Baytown League Ganders, up 49-0 at the 20-yard line. Looking for an opening. And all in all, not a bad run for Jonathan Renteria. So he's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of the 42-yard line or so. Not bad. At the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Tough night all around, particularly on the offense for the Galena Park Yellow Jackets. And let's see, they're going to once again try to go with Estefan Maldonado. It looks like at center. On the handoff, good exchange there. Quarterback is Flores. So it's they've had some few sparks tonight in that first half. And I guess once they're able to clean up the exchange problem, they will start to see a lot more success, obviously. They should. Second down and 6. Ground level for you. Flag on that play. And at this point, as we said earlier, when you take a look at the opposition from Baytown, you wonder when do they start getting subs and people into the game.
Offside. Defense number 62. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Referee Sean Soman keeping us informed. Umpire Charlie Verne. Head linesman James Dolnier, excuse me. His wife is listening, don't want to get that wrong. Line judge Dustin Mr. Diven, back judge Alan Mann, side judge Julie Brown, field judge James Estes. So second and short, and let's watch that exchange. Center. And I'll hand it off. Not a very big gain, but it might be enough to get them close to the first down. Very close. Will we have our first measurement of the year? Or are they just going to say, let's be generous and give it to those guys? And I think that's what they'll do. So their first down since the first half. You hang your head on something. Into Baytown lead territory at the 47th. Clean exchange there. Good handoff. And a positive gain. Oh, maybe they found something here. Center the last couple, it's been Estefan Maldonado last couple of plays. The senior and the quarterback Oswaldo Flores at sophomore, so he's got a few more years to try to work on things. Second down and about 6, 40 seconds, all that remains in the third quarter. And the question is, one of the questions still to be answered is, can they sustain a drive? Bad snap there, and they'll pitch it, fortunate there. And some extra yards into the clear, so they made something out of nothing that time. Jordan Valderas, it was not a clean exchange. And fortunate, as you see, he has to pitch that. Almost just got it there. A little tick either way, and that ball is going to be a loose ball and a fumble. So that'll be the last play of the quarter. They'll switch sides of the field. We're through 3 here at Galena Park ISD Stadium on the north side of Houston, and it is the Baytown League Ganders 49.
Into the third quarter.
Galena Park Yellow Jackets nothing. Back at the start of the fourth quarter in a second.
Food delivery is the best. That is, until it leaves your wallet running on empty. But don't let that spoil your appetite. Regions Life Green Checking and our suite of budgeting tools can help you prioritize your spending around what you love, like cheese fries and everything like that. Plus, your account comes with a contactless check card. Simply tap to pay and be on your way to braving a new beginning. Learn more at regions.com/bravethebeginning. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric, show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
Fourth quarter underway, and the Galena Park Yellow Jackets trying to sustain a huge
Injury
drive.
timeout on the field.
Biggest penetration, and unfortunately just 17 seconds into it. We have another tough situation. Somebody going down, and of course we don't officially report on those kind of things here due to the fact that we don't want to mislead anyone. We're not always privy to the same kind of information that you get at other levels, and so speculating on things like that is not a good thing to do. So that is why a lot of times that you will not see it on your screen, or we don't necessarily talk about that, as they take care of whatever needs to be taken care of, and you certainly hope for the best. Second down and about 5 or 6 to go, just into this fourth quarter. And can the Yellow Jackets get on the board? This is their best drive of the night so far. Good exchange there. And a seam to the outside. He keeps cutting. Does he have the house? Yes, he does. First touchdown of the year. Gutierrez. Well, you see what happens when you get that exchange going correctly? Without a good exchange, it just throws all your timing off. And that one, all he had to do is get around the edge. Jonathan Gutierrez, the big junior. Now let's see how they'll do with the point after touchdowns. The holder going to be Samuel Quiroga. Well, they place it down, and do they have it? Well, what do you know? Fernando Mendoza out of the hold of Quiroga, so they will not be shut out. Similar to last year, I think they scored only one time against the Ganders, and they're on the board again. Well, do they go for an onside kick? Why not? Have a little fun. Go for the onside kick. See where it might get you. 11:19 remaining here in the fourth and final quarter. And for the first time on the year, the Galena Park Yellow Jackets have gotten themselves on the scoreboard. A game that you are seeing and hearing tonight, courtesy of the, we'll say they're not in the truck, they're the control room. And it's only two people. Only two people. So truck, you've got about 50 of them in there that do that. Here we've got two, and trying to coordinate things. I think they can hear me and I can't hear them. That's one of the problems. So we'll have to work on that as we get through this home season. We're planning on doing this for the home season, and on the road, such as starting next week, you will hear the radio or audio version of it as they travel up to Conroe next Friday night, and they will be taking on the New Caney team from New Caney. Okay, so is it time to try a little onside kick? See, now that the offense has done well, you're kind of feeling it. Now you want the ball, so we'll see. Mendoza getting ready. Now they'll kick a short one. And some arm tackle. I guess sometimes stereotypically they say arm tackling. Now here is, we don't have number one in our program. So again, that's sometimes one of the things that happens at this level. So you see number one there, but we don't always know who number one is up here. I can recall doing a game one time where one of the leading running backs in the state was covering a game, and we were watching him, and in the first half, he's just running all over the place. And then in the second half, let's see if they stay at quarterback. I'll get to that in a moment. Little inside handoff, trying to turn the corner. And nothing doing, Justin Halfcoat. Well, the second half came, and then, okay, I think the running back's number, who was one of the leading runners in the state, he was number like 5 or 6 or something. So we didn't see him out there for the second half, and we're seeing this guy who was 36 of 37, and he's just like running all over the place. And we didn't see him on the roster. I said, my God, who is this? What this man? He's just taking off. He's going around and up the middle. He's just killing things in the second half. The second and about 12 here. They almost had a bad exchange. And they'll have to push him out of bounds. And so during a commercial break, and our commercial breaks are not very long, I ran down the hall to where the assistant coaches were, and I said, who's that number 36? Who's that guy? The number 36 was the state leading running back who normally wore number 5 or something. What happened was his jersey got ripped at the half, or before the half, and he had to find another one. So, see, little information like that we don't get privy to all the time. And, well, you know, you got to do the best you can. And so that mystery runner, number 36, had no idea who he was. And I was working with a color commentator at the time. We said, man, where did this 36 guy come from? Now, he was this number 5, one of the leading runners in the state, with a different jersey because he had his game jersey torn before the half. So it looks like this a 4th down here. Good defensive stand for the Yellow Jackets after scoring touchdown, the first touchdown of the year. See if they can build on it with perhaps a good punt return. And we know that Boston, number 4, has done all their punting tonight. At 32, Renteria out of your screen, hoping to return. He should be in your screen in a moment. Does make the catch. There he is, and not going very far. So 8:36 remaining in the 4th and final quarter. 49-7, the Lee Ganders over the Galena Park Yellow Jackets. Galena Park Independent School District, Galena Park ISD Stadium. Hard to believe that this stadium is, it still looks like a brand new stadium, but it's been around for a while. Very similar to, I guess, the same architects that built the, well, they stayed on the field for a long time, so they've already got, they got their screen time up there at the half. They caused the second half to start a little late. But yeah, this stadium here, I guess the same architects that made the one out in Beaumont made this one very similar, and it's a good run. Good exchange. And it's Mata for the first time. So they haven't called this number, Anthony Mata, the junior, and of course it's hard to call anyone's number when you can't get the exchange from center. So once they start getting that corrected, their offense can perhaps get a little rhythm. So with just about 8 minutes to go, you start to work on those kind of things. See what works as you get set for next week. And again, let's give credit to Esteban Maldonado. He has kind of calmed things down a little, and he'll actually give his quarterback a chance to do something. So that's what happens on the keeper, Oswaldo Flores. So who starts a quarterback next week? What happened to Amari and Kelly? Didn't play tonight. And of course they started Reyes, and we believe Reyes had to leave due to, we don't know what kind of injury, but he was left in the first half. And so Flores, the third option. What happens next week? It should be second down. Now that's what they've got, the dial down. Second down and about 3. And he turns the corner again. Now again, I don't know if they're doing this against a second unit defense, but nevertheless, you want to get something positive in the books. And of course, a sustained drive and another score would be perhaps what the doctor ordered. Getting momentum going on the road, hostile territory up in Conroe next week. First and 10 at the 48. They go into center a lot. Fakes to the fullback, keeps it himself. And he'll get a couple of yards. So I guess going into the shotgun with if you're going to have these problems with the exchange from quarterback and center, that would make it a lot tougher.
5-yard penalty, replay second down.
So a call there. Now, despite the fact that they've had their offensive issues, one thing they've not been penalized a lot on the offense tonight. And maybe that's because they haven't run a lot of plays. So no chance to hold if you are not getting the plays off. So this will bring up a 1st and 15. And I think this is their first negative offensive gain of the night. And of course you can't always get it back on one play. No gain. So just one more non-district game, and then it's into the heart of what is a fairly tough and competitive district. And everything figures to be competitive the way they based on the play tonight. Fort Bend Marshall, many people consider to be the class of the district. And you've got Fort Bend Willowbridge, and then all those HISD schools to deal with. Second down and about 15 here. 3 on the play clock. They'll get it off. They're going to shoot one. And let's see. Do they come up with it? Yes, they do. That might be the biggest pass play of the night for a first down. Bernard Vasquez. Put a little mustard on that. 4:50 to go. We'll dive for it. So all the things that you kind of want to see getting set as the season goes forward. Picking up any kind of momentum they can right here. Little pitch back. And some positive yards. So take them any way that you can. That's Raymond Salas going deep into the playbook, or deep into the roster, I should say. Well, tonight, Chavez taking on Houston Northside, Madison at Westbury, Houston Madison, and Houston Sterling at Clear Lake. Second down and 4, just a tick under 4 minutes to go now. And that one didn't start too well, and if they pick that up, they may score, and I think they will. So after all of that good fortune, it turns very quickly on a fumble recovery by Mateo de los Reyes, and he goes about 60 some odd yards to the house. So that, well, I guess all good things have to come to an end. So the score will look ugly. They had their spurts. Almost an identical score, I believe, of last season. Very similar. And you, of course, had hoped, if you were a Galena Park fan, that being at home, things would change from year to year. But almost the same results as a year ago when they played them. Of course, last year, due to the COVID situation, timeout on the field. With the COVID situation, everybody started later. Started in late September, and remember some teams playing into January. If you went all the way into state, you were playing about halfway to the middle of January. Things starting normally this year, but not a good way to start for the Yellow Jackets. Looking for the 8th point after touchdown, and Boston has it, so it's going to be 56-7. Just 3:35 to go. No mask, but happy faces. And those are Galena Park fans. So you have to find something in life to be happy about, although the team not on the positive side of the scoreboard tonight. This was never a contest from the beginning. And in the upcoming weeks, we tell you next week, on the road for the first time, they'll be in Moorhead Stadium in Conroe taking on Caney Creek, and we'll be on 6:45 pregame show for you, all audio next week. Then they play one of 3 Thursday night games 2 of which will be here, and that'll be the big one in district against Fort Bend Marshall, the Buffaloes. The only team to beat them at district, the team that a lot of people predict will win the district again and maybe compete for a championship at the 5A level. And that'll be the next home contest here on Thursday, September 9th. So giving you the schedule here, I'll give you the full one, and you'll pick it up as you go along. Friday, September 17th, they'll go to Barnett Stadium against play Sterling. That'll be an audio game. Then they come back home on Friday the 24th of September, take on Madison. That'll be another one of these video packages for you. Then they've got a bye week and a Saturday night game on October the 9th. They go to Delmar Stadium, take on Northside, Houston Northside. That Delmar facility has really been refurbished. Line drive. Does he have a seam? A little bit. Not bad. Almost out to midfield. Well, getting back to that schedule we were talking about. On Friday, October 15th, they'll be home for the third, make that 4th home game of the year. They'll be taking on Waltrip from Houston. Then they've got 2 Thursday games in a row. One on the road. They'll go to Barnett Stadium again to take on Sharpstown on Thursday, October 21st. Then Thursday, October 28th, they'll play their last home game, senior night here, against Austin from Houston. Then they have a Saturday morning game, a matinee, Saturday, November 6th, against Fort Bend Willow Ridge down in Fort Bend. So long season to go. This one not going to be successful as far as the W column is concerned. But they did get 1 touchdown on the board, and despite that last play that led to the score, it appears they're tightening things up a little bit with that center quarterback exchange. So Flores on the keeper, and they will have to address that and whatever personnel issues they have during the week and get ready for the opposition, Caney Creek, next week. So that'll be LSN Sports, and I think you'll be able to link up to that on the Galena Park ISD website, audio only. We see you. And plowing forward for some positive yards. So you take out of it whatever you can. And it's Mata once again. May call his number quite a bit next week. Keep up like this. So you wonder what kind of week of practice it will be. 3rd and about 4. I think this is 2 down territory. Got nothing else to lose. Timeout's not a factor, but the Yellow Jackets have 2 left. The Ganders 3. Approaching 2 minutes to go now. They're going to throw it, and they'll get a completion. Clock will stop, or did they say he completed it? No, incomplete. So the clock stops anyway on the incompletion. It was intended for Bernardo Vasquez. 1:52 to go, 4th down. And obviously they're going for it. If they don't make it, this may be the last time they touch the ball tonight. I imagine if it goes over to the Ganders, they'll just take some kneel downs, if you will. So here we go. Can they extend it a little more? And play success. Well, they're going to be close. But I think they didn't get it. Nah, they didn't get it. Gander saying we stopped them, and they did. So 1:40 remaining. Clock will stop on a change of possession. And that might have been the last time on offense for the Yellow Jackets tonight. And the Ganders will take it at their own 42. Chance to just run the clock out and get back to Baytown and come out with a W. They, next week, will be at home. They'll have their home opener on a Thursday night against Houston Chavez, of course, a team in the district They play in the 9-5A with the likes of LaPorte, Goose Creek Memorial from their district, Galveston Ball, Port Arthur Memorial, Beaumont United, and of course Sterling, their rival. Those are the teams that are going to be in their very tough district. And that starts with Chavez next week. Then they go to Lumberton and Avanola. So they've got 4 weeks and 3 games to get ready, whereas the Yellow Jackets just have 2 weeks and 2 games of preparation before
get up and walk away and
they have
not
to
even roll up their shit.
get ready. So 1:10 to go. They're just taking off as much time as they possibly can. Let the play clock run down as best they can. And these are the kind of things that you're seeing them do here as they take the knee. You'll be surprised how many teams don't know how to do this properly right here. When the clock is on your side, they'll snap it with 40 some odd seconds. They could take it all the way down to 1, and I've seen situations where teams get back in games because they don't know how to manage that play clock properly. So this will probably be the last snap of the night. The game clock at 30, play clock at about 14, and they'll let that run down as far as possible, take one more knee, and this Friday night affair will be concluded.
There's no need for him to get up here. Take these off.
And there it is, 15 seconds on the game clock, and the team should start assembling its sideline and get ready for the middle of the field, and that'll do it. So hopping off happily on the far side, the Ganders from Baytown, and not so happy on the near side, the Galena Park Yellow Jackets. Final score, Baytown League Ganders 56, Galena Park Yellow Jackets 7. So game number 1 of the season in the books, and a lot to prepare for next week as they will get set to take on the New Caney team up in Conroe. So not a successful night, but a lot more football to be played, and they'll try to get things turned around as we go forward. Well, I want to tell you that tonight's team and individual stats are provided by the athleticsdepartment.com. They're a full-service provider of high school. Some scores there. Maybe you care about them or not. I don't know. They're a full-service provider of high school and college stats for teams, coaches, and athletic directors, and you can contact them for more information. Please follow them on their Twitter and Facebook social media platforms. Athleticsdepartment.com are now signing up other high school sports teams for this year. Well, that'll do it. As we'll fade out on the field, let's hit the old theme for you. And let's thank people that need to be thanked here. LSN Sports has presented Galena Park Yellow Jackets Football 2021. Tonight's game is sponsored in part by Regions Bank. They'll help you prioritize your spending around what you love. And by Kim Waltz and Jeanette Waltuski in Houston with RE/MAX Results. They make your transition a smooth one. And by your Woodlands All-State agent, Armina Sitter. Are you in good hands? By Mr. Electric, they've got the power to make things better. By the Walk-Up Company, your imagination our fabrication. By Better Staffing Services, they know the people you need to know. By Bonfire Wings, genuine Creole, uniquely Cajun. By Hotze Health and Wellness Center, man, isn't it time that you take care of you? And by DeRoche Partners, LLP, they offer superior professional services specifically tailored to meet the needs of their clients. And by LSN Sports. Be with us next week, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff, when we'll be at Moorhead Stadium in Conroe, as the Galena Park Yellow Jackets will take on New Caney. So we want to thank everyone that made this possible. We'd like to thank the Galena Park ISD Superintendent, Dr. John Moore, Galena Park ISD Athletic Director Vivian Dancy, and Assistant Galena Park ISD Athletic Director Kay Walker, and Galena Park High School Principal Dr. Kimberly Martin. And the folks out of Goose Creek Consolidated ISD, starting with Superintendent Randall O'Brien, Dr. Randall O'Brien, he's the Athletic Director. or actually the athletic director is Lee Martinez, Baytown Lee High School. He
Now
is
for
the
your
director
Wellness
at the
Minute
high
with
school.
Dr. Steve Hotze.
Men,
me,
you're
let's get
probably
this,
already aware of the fact that we're notorious for neglecting
we're
our
not
health
supposed to
concerns
run this
and
extra
ignoring
commercial now,
warning
are we?
signs.
Okay,
If you were to be
take care
told,
of that. Okay, sorry about that. Let's once again get back to thanking the folks at Goose Creek. Their superintendent, Dr. Randall O'Brien, athletic director Lee Martinez, and the principal at the high school, James Gray Sr. Well, on a night where it's been a learning experience for all of us, my name's Dave Marks. Thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you next week. So long, everyone. Have a good one. Get home safely and be safe.